hot.
Right, this is all yours, sir.
Right, so now we're talking about BMW, or otherwise known as Bayerische Motoren Werke, remember located in Munich in Germany. So what we're doing here now is not going for the next biggest, we're going for what might be perceived as one of the luxury manufacturers in this industry, because of course BMW is well associated with its 3, 5 and 7 series cars. It's got a huge financial services division. It also owns Mini and Rolls-Royce if you're feeling flash and you want one of those.
And Rolls-Royce in particular, very, very popular in China.
Indeed. You can't be blingy enough for that market. They sell an enormous number of those vehicles. There was a hotel in Macau, China, which bought a fleet of Rolls-Royces to drive their VIPs from where they sleep to where they play on the gambling tables.
And given China's growth trajectory, that holds very positive for the BMW Rolls-Royce story.
So we're talking about a big step down though in market cap. So we've gone from 240 roughly billion dollars Toyota down to about 66 billion euros, which is about 70 or thereabouts billion dollars.
Trading here on a very similar PE of 11.7 and a dividend yield of 2.9%.
Doing extremely well currently. Technologically very sound, sales very strong. It's made a move into the electric vehicles industry. So you were talking earlier about the Prius, but in the electric only game, BMW has made a major push with the i3, i5,
is it
i7
one of the
and
leaders
i8.
when it comes to
the electric game? And it's priced those models differentially. So the i3 is a sort of cheap electric runabout. The i8 is a sort of supercar. Not selling that many of them, but they cost a bomb. So I think this is a company that's going to continue to thrive and do well. It's got a great brand recognition. And in a sense, I suppose people will say, well, look, if the country is going to rebound, if Europe's going to have a bit of a recovery, they've got a very strong market position there. And unlike some of their competitors, they haven't gone down market. They've kind of positioned themselves at the high-end, high-margin end of the motor business.
What is the potential downside when it comes to BMW?
Well, it's interesting because the price hit an all-time high of about 120 euros as it trades in Frankfurt in March of this year. Since then, it took a little bit of a tumble. Yes, the whole German market has come off a little bit. I think there's some currency effects in there as well, so you do just have to be careful about what their margins will be relative and how they will perform based on where their costs are as opposed to where their major sales are. But as far as it's concerned, I think BMW remains a very strong performer and very inexpensive. There's a family controlling shareholder at 11, 12 PE, it looks too cheap.
Are your clients invested in BMW?
We've not been. I don't own any. I don't own a BMW vehicle either. But
are you considering at current levels, if you're saying it's looking cheap?
I would say so. I think it's time to get a little bit more confident about these companies. And in part, it's got to do with the fact that oil prices being cheaper have meant that the cost of running a vehicle have come down. And so more people that were perhaps delaying a new purchase or delaying a purchase at all, getting into the auto market.
So a great case study in terms of how the oil price impacts decisions to buy motor vehicles is to look at Dubai, because petrol, oil, incredibly cheap in Dubai. And of course, cars as a result are extremely cheap to own and very popular. So everybody, although, you know, you're just one of 100,000 in the same vicinity driving Ferraris and Porsches, etc. So it does change the game when it comes to luxury vehicles as well.
Nice roads there, I assume.
And nice roads, absolutely. The infrastructure is state of the art. Right, so we're going hot or not on BMW? You're hot on BMW.